But let's begin with, of course, the news story that's happening here in the United States, which, of course, in California, the wildfires that have just basically ravaged all of Southern California, including Pacific Palisades and some of Malibu. The NFL right now has a game to play on Monday night, so it certainly affects things, too, as far as whether or not that Monday night game will be played in Los Angeles. The NFL right now says that the game is on track still to be played, but if they have to move the game from L.A. on Monday, it will be moved to Glendale, Arizona. So this coming from the NFL officially late yesterday. Certainly this is not the contingency plan that you have to even want to talk about at this point, and so many lives have been affected with houses just basically burning down left and right over the last 48 hours. There is some good news, by the way, this morning, is that the mandatory evacuations and things like that for Hollywood, California, have been lifted. So maybe there is some positivity to come out of this over the next couple of days. All right, now let's get to the latest in the National Basketball Association and the Cleveland Cavaliers clearly imposing their will yesterday as potentially the best team in all of the NBA. They beat the Oklahoma City Thunder last night 129-122 and snapped OKC's 15-game winning streak. A huge day once again for Cleveland as they're putting up points left and right. Donovan Mitchell and company getting the job done. As of right now, if you were to look at all the teams in the NBA and say who has one of the best chances to get out of the East, if it is not Boston, you would have to say at this point it has been Cleveland. They've played the best basketball of any team in the league this season, and Donovan Mitchell said it was a signature moment after the win.
I mean, it just speaks to our growth. I told everybody after the game, like, we don't, as a unit, we don't win this game last year. You look at J.A., you look at Evan, you look at D.G., Max, Karras, Ty Jerome, George, everybody, Dean Wade, everybody that came in, did something positive to affect the game, whether it was scoring, rebounding, defending, whatever it may be. And that's a team win. That's what it's going to take for us to be the team we want to be. And honestly, man, it's a big win. I think we're all excited about it. And obviously, like I said, yeah, this is, one game and no championships are won tonight, but it's something to be proud of. And all the talk of who's in the game and all-star game. I think those, Darius, Evan, Jay, I think they showed why they should be in San Francisco, why we should all be there. I think there's no doubt. I mean, you look at tonight, this is each one, all three of them had an individual impact in big moments to win us that game. And I think it would be a shame if all four of us weren't there just because of the impact we all have. This isn't just about one person. This is a group thing. And we showed it tonight on the big stage, and I'm really proud of everybody, but those three in particular, they did their thing, and they carried us the way all-stars do.
Once again, 129-122, the final. If there are injury concerns in the NFL's wild card weekend this weekend, it is definitely the game between Green Bay and Philadelphia at this point. Now, it looks like all systems go for Jalen Hurts, who practiced yesterday, but we will know today officially if he is able to play this weekend. Needless to say, the biggest issue this weekend could come from the Green Bay Packers quarterback, Jordan Love, who had issues with his throwing arm and elbow last week against the Chicago Bears. Love met with the media yesterday and admitted he still has some pain in the elbow.
Hey, Jordan, I didn't hear the first part, but do you have feeling back? Is it back fully? Or
yes.
Close?
Yes.
So, Jordan, why did they limit you?
Just based on my hand, getting back to it.
So if the feeling's back, does it still hurt in any way, or how is it affecting you at practice?
Yeah, it's more my elbow. Just covering that.
Soreness?
Yes.
Does it hurt when you throw? Do you feel it when you're throwing?
Yeah.
Not the best news for the Packers, but we'll see what the practice reports say tomorrow. Meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers season is over, but John Lynch, the general manager of San Francisco, is very hopeful to keep Brock Purdy around. There was some discussion as to whether or not Purdy would be back with the 49ers or even if they would extend him, and Lynch discussed that yesterday, saying he wants Purdy there long term.
Well, listen, I think what we know about Brock is that he's our guy. We've got, we have interest in Brock being around here for a long, long time. He's done so much for our organization. He's won big games and had a little tougher task, as we all did this year, with some of the things that happened throughout the course of the year. We just never could string games where we were all together. And through that, he continued to lead. He continued to play at a high level. So we have every interest in him being around. The way this thing goes, these press conferences are necessary, but always kind of silly because Kyle's coaching. We spend time together all the time, and there's big issues that affect the team. But he's just getting off coaching. He's had his door shut for 2 days, doing exit interviews. We were just up, but we were talking about our players. We'll have some time here in the coming weeks to sit together and put our whole plan together. That's obviously a priority, that position, and we'll give it that attention.
Could be the future of the 49ers at quarterback put to rest this offseason if they do extend Purdy. Well, a game at the Orange Bowl tonight between Notre Dame and Penn State, which weather-wise will feel like Happy Valley a little bit. Temperatures in the 40 degrees mark here in South Florida. Penn State 1.5-point underdogs tonight against Notre Dame. Total of 45.5. We have it covered for you. Scott Farrell and all of the in-game coverage exclusively here on SportsGrid starting tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Meanwhile, Bill Belichick adds a new player through the portal. It's UConn defensive lineman Price Yates. He transfers to Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels. He had 6.5 tackles for loss and 3.5 sacks last season. Tyler Van Dyke is headed to his third school in 3 years. He's now leaving Wisconsin to go to SMU. He also played quarterback at the University of Miami. And Alabama's wide receiver Jeremy Bernard says he's going to return to the team in 2025 and not transfer. Also in the NBA last night, Jamal Murray and Russell Westbrook help out the Nuggets. They rout the Clippers 126-103. Kawhi Leonard did not play in this game yesterday, not injury related. He flew back to Los Angeles to help his family deal with the fires and issues that were going on in Southern California there. Also, Giannis 25 points, 16 rebounds. The Bucks beat the Spurs. Final 121-105. The Spurs finished 18 for 52 on three-pointers. Tyrese Maxey, another big game, 29 points for him. 76ers beat Washington 109-103. And the Knicks finally get a win after losing 3 in a row. They beat the Toronto Raptors 112-98. In college basketball last night, Ole Miss, the 23rd ranked team in the country, beats Arkansas by a final of 73-66. John Calipari not going so well for things in Fayetteville these days. He expressed his disappointment with not just the starters, but the bench players too.
We're the type of team, we got a good team, but everybody's got to play well. All 9 got to give us something. They don't have to play out of their minds, but they can't play poorly. And you can't have 3 play poorly or 4 or 1 not give you anything and another. We're going to have to play better as a group.
All right, now let's get to the latest with the Southeastern Conference. Alabama, South Carolina. Mark Sears, 22 points. Number 5, Alabama beats South Carolina 88-68. They've won 7 straight games. Also, Zurich Phelps hit a go-ahead 3. Texas A&M rallies past number 17, Oklahoma. And Eric Dixon had a nice second half to lead Villanova to a 2-point win, 68-66, as they beat the University of Connecticut.